So you might have noticed either directly on your street or through media, those huge queues at the petrol station. What is happening? Why are we keep bulk buying? Remember when the first lockdown hit, we started to buy toilet paper, flour, pasta, and now fuel? What happened? So today we are going to talk about the psychology behind why are we keep bulk buying, what is behind it, and maybe how to not tap into that fear. So if you're not from the UK and if you're like, what is that girl talking about? Let me quickly explain to you what happened. If you already know, just skip ahead and look for the reasons why we are bulk buying. So last week, at the middle of September, BP started to warn for temporarily closure of some petrol stations because they could not get enough fuel. They could not get enough petrol for the cars. Why? Because of the lack of lorry drivers. And straight after that comment, over the whole weekend, the queue started to build up. Petrol stations literally ran out of petrol. So 2/3 of the petrol stations in the whole UK started to run out of petrol stations. We have here a petrol station right in front of us and the queue was manic. The street was completely blocked. Petrol stations kept running out just after a few hours of getting their delivery. On Sunday, 5,500 petrol stations completely run out of petrol out of 8,000 petrol stations. That's 2/3. By the rest of them, they reported that they are really, really dry and nearly run out. So because there are not enough lorry drivers at the moment in the UK, there's literally a lack of drivers delivering us things, items, food. The supermarkets are getting slowly empty and petrol stations might experience that potential drop. Why does the UK lack of lorry drivers? Because of a mixture of Brexit and COVID. Classic at the moment. So Brexit, a lot of people had to leave. A lot of people choose to leave because most of the lorry drivers pre-Brexit were not English. But does that mean the UK is running out of petrol? No. According to BBC and BP and all the other petrol providers, we are not in shortage. That communication was a miscommunication. Someone had a worry that there might some sort of shortage happening. And they wanted to ensure that we all have our petrol, but they did not want to let us bulk buy and panic. And still we did. We bulk buy and panicked. So why are we panic buying? So according to psychologists all around the country, there are 3 reasons why we do that. Reason 1, scarcity, where we value something more just because we have it less. Then loss aversion. That means we fear the loss more than the gain. And the 3rd reason, social norms or negative social proof. So let me dive deep into each reason. So let's think about scarcity, the scarcity communication message. So let's imagine Tesco or any other supermarket is releasing a statement saying, hey, we might run out of Christmas decorations. We might gonna be really, really tight in terms of the products. And with that statement, there comes a picture with empty shelves, just a few like random bulbs here and there. How would you feel? You straight away feel that, oh my God, what do people know? I don't. Why are people buying so much? I need to get there now to get all my stuff to make sure that I have it. So suddenly we value what is barely there anymore far more than anything else. So we run and we buy. And there also social norms come into it. That question, what do people know I don't? Why are people queuing there for so long? I feel I need to do that myself as well. Because everyone is doing it, so I kind of must do that as well, right? We're all social beings. We do that. So there's no one to blame who is now in the queue necessarily, because they step into that scarcity, they're accepting the scarcity and feel a bit worried and started to fill up their tanks, fill up their water bottles with fuel just in case. And on top of that, what do the leaders do? So the leaders said, don't worry, we will make sure you always have petrol. Please don't bulk buy. We have enough petrol. You will have enough petrol. But that conflicts a bit because you have that scary feeling in you that everyone does it. There's a queue. There's a proof for you that we might run out. And then someone else tells you, please don't do that. Can you remember being a kid and you really wanted to do something because something in you evokes you to do that, and your parents said no? You started to do that even more. Because no is not the reason. Because that implies that your feelings are not real, but they are real. Rather, what leaders should have done was to explain, why are we bulk buying? Why do you feel the need to panic buy right now? And make people understand. And then one of the biggest reasons, loss aversion. So there's an experiment and you might already know about it. So there is a cookie. Would you rather gain the cookie or would you rather not lose the cookie? And most people would rather not lose the cookie. So that means when there is a potential fuel shortage or any kind of shortage, people are bulk buying. You see the empty shelves presented in media. You see the empty petrol stations closed down. Petrol stations closed down multiple times a day. And you see that. And that triggers in you, I don't want to lose that petrol. I don't want to lose that energy because that's a loss of freedom. What do? You go, you run, and you buy. So why are people panic buying? Because of those three reasons. Being in scarcity, feeling that there's a social proof that we have to panic buy, and loss aversion. I don't want to lose my freedom. I don't want to lose that energy that makes me able to travel wherever I'd like to go to. And if you think about it that way, a lot of companies, especially within e-commerce, are using exactly those fears. Those three reasons, they're tapping into it. If you think about Ryanair, you can see how many people look at those products, how many tickets are left, and every time you look at it, the price goes down or up. So it's never really the same. So it becomes a game. It becomes oh my God, I really need to buy it now just in case something happens. Or limiting editions. There's just a few there, but so many people are interested in it. I really, really have to queue to make sure that I'm not losing that product. Okay, but limiting editions, a few things you might buy or not, they're one thing. Panic buy are far more dangerous because here with fuel, with toilet paper, with flour, those are our main products. We need those. If we tap into that fear, we bulk buy, we panic buy, and suddenly there's nothing left. And that creates a huge fear within us. So how can we stop? How can we resist that feeling? Because we all have that feeling. But how can we resist that to not tap into it? To not just say, oh, just in case. Let me just get it just in case. The moment you do that, you are tapping into that fear. But how can you not? Tip 1, don't tell people not to do it. Don't start judging people. We all have those fears. And we all know back in the days when the toilet paper ran out, you always made sure that you have a few extra rolls. Rather than now, you're a bit more relaxed. And when you have to use the last roll, you might feel like, okay, slowly I need to buy it. Right? So don't tell people not to do it. Rather than start to have a conversation. Start emphasizing and explaining that we are okay. A government will make sure that we always have petrol because they want to keep their job. So especially with things like fuel and energy, they will make sure, unless we are not in a war situation, they will make sure that we have it. And tip 1, don't expect people to act rationally. Don't expect people to not tap into their fear. We feel the fear. Okay? We feel that uncertainty. And we as human beings are not rational. We are based on emotions and we are acting on emotions. So don't start hoping that people start acting rationally. And that's a huge shout out as well to people who are communicating those things to us. Please don't tell people not to do it. Explain why. That goes also with vaccinations. Don't force people to do things. Explain why. And as well, don't expect people to not act on their fear. We will act on our emotions. So, did you know about it? What are your thoughts? Please add down in the comments. It would be fantastic to have a conversation. And if you know more about that topic, please again share your thoughts, share your knowledge. And if you like content like that, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you always know when the next video is coming. Thank you so much for watching, and please check out the other videos I've done, and I can't wait to connect with you.